This is Viejas Arena, and it is sold out tonight. Big game in the Mountain West. Boise State, San Diego State, both at 9-4 in conference. Huge implications here. Rich Waltz along with Darren Collison. A sellout crowd, a lot of emotion, and some starting lineups to get you rolling. Alvaro Cardenas and Tyson Degenhart. That's the Stockton and Malone of the Mountain West. They're playing well right now. San Diego State's won 5 of their last 6. Miles Bird makes them go with his defense and offense. Darren Collison, a lot on the line here, not just for the Mountain West. And we start with Leon Rice in the middle of his Broncos. He's been to 3 straight NCAA tournaments. On the other side, Brian Dutcher has won 5 of 6. And you can see in the look on Dutcher's face, a lot on the line.
Yes, and I'm excited, Rich. I mean, this game is going to be great. I feel it from start to finish. We got an all blackout crowd. What more do you want, Rich? Let's go.
Aztecs 16-6. They're 53 in the net. Boise State 17-7, 46 in the net. A road win for Boise State would be enormous. They've been searching for that elusive signature road win all year, and they don't have it yet. And away we go. What's the tempo going to look like?
Well, I think for Boise State, they have to control the pace, especially in this environment. We know Alvaro Cardenas is going to do that, so they should have no problem doing and controlling the pace.
Boyd around the edge. Mick Boyd has really put it in gear the last 5 games for San Diego State. The transfer from FAU, his first year here. Crossover, clock's late. He's in the key. Kick for the corner. Bird misses. Offensive rebound. Clock resets, and Guap puts it up and in.
Already you see Guap's activity on the offensive rebound. That's what his let is going to present, and this is what he's been doing in the last 5-6 games and giving him that scoring output.
Ubo with the screen. Cardenas, Degenhart. Good look. And a block from behind by B.J. Davis. Rebounding was such a key in their first matchup.
Yes, and right here, Guap, he's going to be relentless all night. So you got to, if you're Boise State, you got to be mindful of where he's at, and you got to be physical with him to keep him off the glass. Boise
State is a great rebounding team, but they were out-rebounded by San Diego State in early January when the Aztecs won up in Boise. Meadow around a screen. Shot clock down to 3. Cardenas got a launch. Meadow gets it loose, and it goes! And that's going to count. He just beats the buzzer. It's a 3-2 Boise State lead.
Just a timely pass by Cardenas with his left hand to Meadow just to get it before the shot clock. Wow.
Not even enough time to think about it, which sometimes is better. A nice dump down. And it's Coleman Jones who misses. Broncos will run on a live ball turnover or a miss. Davis, a really good on-ball defender, gets Cardenas to start things tonight. Degenhart, better three-point shooter in conference games. Ball's knocked. Here comes San Diego State. All right, thank you, Chris. An enormous night here in the Mountain West. Boise State on the road against San Diego State. Tyson Degenhart in the low blocks. The Broncos looking for a signature road win to help their NCAA resume. San Diego State trying to, as Meadow gets in and scores. San Diego State beat Boise State in early January. They went up to Boise, out-rebounded them, outplayed them, and the Broncos are here in a rematch. Rich Waltz, Darren Collison here. Viejas, as always, is sold out. And early on, the Aztecs doing some damage on the boards. Long 3 is short, and a rebound to Ubo of Boise State.
San Diego State did a terrific job in that last possession of getting to their second and third option and moving the ball from side to side. Bird was able to get a good shot. They just didn't knock it down.
Both these teams are 9-4 in conference. Both these teams are at 53 and 46 in the net, and Meadow again gets loose.
Rich, take notice when Degenhart is posting up at the mid-post area. San Diego State loves to double team. They did a great job of doubling him in their last meeting, and that's why he didn't have a good game. But here he's able to kick it out for Meadow to make a play.
Andrew Meadow has all 7 points. He hit a 3 before you all arrived in San Diego. This is Guath, 2-time freshman of the week in the Mountain West. He's really blossoming. Fall away shot, missed it there. Keene, the glue guy for Boise State, with a rebound.
Terrific defense by Degenhardt, just to stay in front of Goon and just to contest the shot without fouling.
Cardenas, a masterful point guard, the transfer from San Jose State. One of the nation's leaders, just under 7 assists a game. Two-man game, they play it so well. Cardenas and Degenhardt. Pocket pass gets through a sea of hands, and Degenhardt finishes.
Now I see why you said John Stockton and Karl Malone. I mean, that is a terrific comparison right there. But did you see Cardenas thread the needle with that pass? Oh my gosh, and he just broke the assist record with that assist.
Yeah, the all-time season high in Boise State history. This is Boyd driving. Got sealed and then fouled, and he'll get to the free throw line. Well, a quick start here for Andrew Meadow and Boise State. For those of you watching on our free streaming coverage, it'll conclude after the commercial break. But we'll continue on CBS Sports Network. You can find us, cbssportsnetwork.com/channel finder. Stockton to Malone. Cardenas to Degenhardt. College basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pets. Viejas Arena, San Diego State, Rich Waltz along with UCLA All-American and point guard Darren Collison. Now I know these are two of the best programs in the Mountain West traditionally over the last 8 to 10 years, but lately Boise State has had San Diego State's number, and they've got an early lead.
Yes, and right now they're looking terrific right now. I mean, Degenhardt is getting double teamed, but he's making the right reads, and Meadow is being the recipient of the double team, and he's creating a lot of good plays for them.
Here's why this game has reverberations in the Mountain West and across the NCAA tournament. Look at them. Right now, Jerry Palm has San Diego State in, but Boise State is out, though Boise State has a better net. San Diego State has some better wins and a better quad 1 record. So, winner of this game gets a boost. Loser of this game maybe gets knocked down a peg or two. And by the way, Jerry Palm will be with us at halftime to talk about today's NCAA top 16 seed reveals. And he'll break down these two teams and the Mountain Wests. Right now he's got 3 Mountain West teams in. Last year, of course, the Mountain West had a record 6. And a free throw up and in from Nick Boyds. Leon Rice, 3 straight NCAA tournaments. Of course, Brian Dutcher, Sweet 16 last year, and the championship game 2 years ago in the NCAA tournaments. Degenhardt going to bring it across against Magoon Guath, who has really come light years from the start of this season, the redshirt freshman. Cardenas against Davis. Again, threads the needle. Ubo in trouble. And it's a turnover.
For San Diego State, it's important on Cardenas pick and roll that your hands have to be active, because he's threading that needle. If your hands are down, he's going to make those passes in the interior all game long if their hands are not active tonight.
Javen Buchanan checks into the ball game. He's been terrific for Boise State. Guath goes down, kept his dribble. It's not a walk, and it's a steal. Meadow pries it loose. Keene, not a scoring threat. Buchanan is. He's shooting almost 60% in conference play from the field. Cardenas, good burst. Kick. Buchanan turned down the 3. Buchanan, there's the 3. Missed it. Scramble for the rebound.
This is a terrific possession defensively for San Diego State to be in their gaps and protect every single drive that Boise State had on that possession and still stay in front of their man.
Guath. Buchanan rips it from him. and it stays with San Diego State. Fresh Pet and Darren Collison present Keys to the Game.
Boise State have to win the rebounding game. They didn't do a good job of that in the last meeting. That's important. They got to limit turnovers. We know Cardenas is a great point guard, but he has to limit turnovers to not get the crowd involved. And for San Diego State, they got to avoid another slow start. They've been getting off the slow starts with good finishes, and they got to contain Dan Hart. Easier said than done, but they're going to throw a lot of different players at him to try to contain him.
Bird driving. That would have been something. You know, he's a finalist for the Julius Erving Award, which is for a small forward. This was kind of a Julius Erving type move, right?
I mean, this shows his athleticism. I mean, up and under, and with his offhand too, Rich. That's not his strong hand. That's with his offhand. He was able to finish, or he could have finished that, but his athleticism is through the roof. And he is so fun to watch, especially in the open floor.
And you saw in that offhand, his thumb is taped. He banged that thumb 3 games ago and has been nursing it ever since. Farrell Compton is in. So is Taj de Gorville. Ball's loose, saved by Boise State, and Cardenas maybe a little too sped up there, throws it away.
Yeah, just very uncharacteristic with that pass. I mean, I'm sure they are new as soon as Cardenas had it to look up, but he just didn't look up in time. But San Diego State, if they want to continue to be in this game, they got to stay away from these scoring droughts that they're normally accustomed to having.
Bench is in for San Diego State. Wayne McKinney, de Gorville, along with Compton and Miles Heide. Bird, the only starter, still in. Finds Heide, stepping through. Double, got it up. Rebounds. Buchanan saves. And the Broncos push tempo. Beto more aerodynamic now since the haircut. Aztecs make a living out of points off of turnovers. They have the turnover, but no points here.
Man, just not getting great shot selections on their last 2-3 possessions. And for San Diego State, this is the scoring drought that, you know, some of the coaching staff be worried about sometimes when it comes to them.
Neto in the corner. Julian Bowie is in as well for the Broncos. Buchanan, the D3 transfer, and it's fouled there. It's one of the youngest teams that Leon Rice has had. This is one of the youngest teams that Brian Dutcher has had. And to both of their credits, they're at 9-4, and both in the NCAA tournament conversation.
And no matter what roster they have, both teams seem to be playing the right way. And that's every single year that these coaches coach these ball clubs. Play the right way, move the ball side to side. A backcourt violation, but you got to give credit to the foundation that they set.
Omar Stanley wasn't sure where he was on the court. He didn't want to go into backcourt. And as you look, he had plenty of room, but as he turned, he kind of stumbled, and that's a walk. You can see 2 field goals, 3 turnovers already. Hey, San Diego State's reputation is great defense. Boise State is known in this league as a great defending team. Stanley with a push on the post-up by Farrell Compton.
It's going to be very interesting to see with the second unit of San Diego State that Miles Bird continues to be aggressive with this unit. Not a lot of scorers in this unit, but Miles Bird has to be that guy to make an impact in this game.
Quite honestly, both these teams kind of fuel their offense with their defense. McKinney driving. The Coronado native hits a runner. Little guy gets up. He has a terrific mid-range game.
McKinney just uses his body to create contact and finish it for an and-one play, but just a terrific drive in the gap lanes and way to have the concentration to be able to finish for a 3-point play.
So a 3, no, 2. He gets 2. He is 4 points away from 1,000 in his career. Of course, he started his career on the other side of the valley at San Diego. Played last year for Steve Lavin. That's a timeout. That's a tough time to burn a timeout with 12:30 left in the first half. We expect a tight, emotional game. Thus far, That's delivered. As an All-American point guard, you've seen this guy now for 2 straight years. What do you think?
His head is always up. He does a great job of passing with both hands, not just his left hand, but his right hand as well. But it's his threading the needle. That's what he's really good at, coming off the pick and roll in the middle. And like I said, San Diego State have to be active on the pick and roll because he will carve you up all game long.
And there's Cardenas, who grew up idolizing Ricky Rubio and Steve Nash. Those were 2 of the guys that he used to love to watch. Degenhart back in now. Off the switch, Cardenas against the big. Buchanan is an inside-outside guy. Shot clock down, got to get it up. That's a turnover. And that's a timeout. And this is a big game in the Mountain West. 9-8 Broncos.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Fresh Pet. It's not dog food, it's food food. By Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
January 4th, Miles Byrd had 22 in that game. And Brian Dutcher at San Diego State out-rebounded Boise State by 10. A nice defensive sequence here.
So San Diego State does such a great job defensively. I mean, the play before this, you're not going to see it, but when Calderon is coming off, or Cardenas is coming off the pick and roll, San Diego State does a great job of switching. But that forces Boise State to take a tough shot so everybody can stay at home, as you can see right here with the graphic brushes. But San Diego State, unbelievable defensive effort right there on that last possession.
Yeah, when you arrive here as a freshman or a transfer portal, the first question is, hey, you okay with playing a lot of defense? Because you're going to have to play defense to get playing time. And they've had some terrific offensive players that have turned into great defensive players.
Absolutely. And the thing about San Diego State, they're able to do so many different things defensively. They can switch, they can trap, they can full court press. When you're able to do so many things differently defensively, it keeps the offense off guard when you're playing against that defense.
Bowie knifes through, missed it, tip won't go. Heidi has the rebound. Off the miss, some tempo from the Aztecs. That's an offensive foul on the freshman from Las Vegas, Taj DeGorville.
DeGorville tries to redirect the screen.
Oh, actually, is it Heidi?
Yeah, he just tripped over Heidi's foot. That's just a tough call, a tough break for San Diego State.
So it's Heidi who gets the foul. And Boise State gets the ball.
But this is what you need from San Diego State, is to pick up their level of defensive intensity and just continue to waste that shot clock so they can go against the shot clock every possession.
Yeah, good recognition there off the pick and roll. Degenhart had a smaller man on him. It was McKinney. And they feed him the ball. He is the ultimate team player, and sometimes Leon Rice has to tell him, hey, you need to be a little more selfish out there. And it's hard because he makes everyone around him better. He's a star player that has glue-type tendencies, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely, and averaging 19 points in his last 2 games. And it's okay for your best player to be unselfish, but every now and then you need your best player to be selfish so it can do a lot for everybody else to get going offensively. And sometimes he gets caught in between whether he should pass or score. But when he's aggressive, Boise State looks good.
I think in the last 2 games he's starting to get a little more selfish.
And that's a great sign for Coach Rice.
Degenhart, he could become the all-time career scorer in Bronco history. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Came into this game needing 156 points a game. He needs to average roughly about 17 a game, and he's averaging 18 a game now. This is Guaf. Not real big size-wise. Dumps it in. He's tall but thin. But that time he banged to get position and a nice soft hook for a bucket.
Man, when it's all said and done, Rich, this kid is going to be unbelievable when he reaches his potential. I mean, you see right here defensively just staying in front of the ball as Degenhardt gets the rebound. But his ability to score offensively is truly amazing.
McKinney in the lane. McKinney left hand. Broncos with the rebound. 10-10. Both coaches talked about throwing the first punch tonight. The physicality in this game. Pearson Carmichael, the freshman, in for Boise State. Meadow, who opened the game with 7 points. Cardenas, great shot fake and finish.
It's a terrific drive, knowing that he had a big on him and he was able to get to the paint. But what you saw from Cardenas, his craftiness of shot faking Coleman Jones up there in the air before he finished off with his left.
Boyd's back in for San Diego State. Step back three. Got it. He's been 0 for his last 7 from distance. Cardenas skips to Meadow. Degenhardt begging for it. Again, he's got McKinney on him down low. Cardenas. Block. Way up. Way down. And he's fouled. Well, hold on. Let's see what they... It may be a walk.
Right here, Cardenas does a great job in shot faking and using his left. And Nick Boyd, I mean, this is what he's been doing lately, and just being aggressive off the pick and roll, being himself, was able to step back into the 3, and he just looks phenomenal, especially in the start of this game.
So it is a San Diego State basketball. Boyd, Coleman Jones. It was a foul on Boise State. Gloff operating in tight. My goodness. He really opened eyes in Fort Collins. In that game, there were 21 NBA scouts, and they were there to watch Neek Clifford and Miles Bird. But Gloff put on a show, and all of a sudden now his name's popping up in those circles. That's Degenhardt with a nice hook. So it's a 1 point.
So in other words, Rich, they're not going to make that mistake and overlooking Gloff.
Oh, he made like 2 or 3 eye-popping plays in that, and he just every game gets better and better. Meadow got a hand on it. Gloff loses it, and it stays with San Diego State. Euless, Texas. He was born in Texas. His parents refugees in South Sudan. And Gloff, his last 5 games, look at that, 15 points, 9 rebounds. He's a really good passer, and in close, 73%.
I had an opportunity to watch San Diego State's last 4 or 5 games, and his ability to do everything offensively, whether it's to score, to post, to put it on the floor, play make, is truly special. And he can be a really good NBA player when it's all said and done.
That's a strong move by Boyd. Nick Boyd taking charge. Cardenas. That's Meadow driving. Turned away at the rim. It is physical out there. Another 3. It's like 3 bodies go flying.
I love it. Quads, like, look, no one can stop me. Please give me the basketball when I'm down here. And Nick Boyd, you keep balling, boy. You are on fire.
You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pet. The show is here. And, of course, the great student section here at San Diego State. 7 feet tall, only 190 pounds, but you wouldn't know it the way he plays.
And Goon, this is level of patience to be inside the paint and not to rush any shots. But he's a stat filler, Rich. I mean, there's nothing that he can't do. He can block shots. He's already a good rebounder as a freshman. And his ability to create plays off the dribble at that size is unbelievable. And I just can't wait to see the type of player that he turns out to be in the near future.
Well, he may have a career like that guy. That is a incredible college player, terrific NBA player. Michael Cage, who has the biggest shoulders of any NBA player I've ever seen, the broadest shoulders. And he is back to watch his Aztecs. It's back in the day, right? Of course, the great Tony Gwynn was an outstanding point guard. I believe he still owns the career assist record here. He was pretty good at baseball, too. Carmichael, they pulled his red shirt because they needed some help, and he has responded and given them good minutes off the bench. Again, late clock. Cardenas going to have to create here. Kicks. Carmichael spins right into Guath and puts it up and misses the iron. It's becoming a theme now with Boise State possessions.
Well, San Diego State, when you pick up full court, and right there they were able to deny Cardenas, and he didn't get the ball until 10 seconds or less. But if they can pick up full court, deny him, give him a late shot clock, they'll be in good shape in this game if they continue to play defense that way.
DJ Davis, Guath against Buchanan, goes to work, spins, lost it. That's a turnover. Opponents in November and December could out-physical him and really bump him off the blocks, disrupt his game. But just in a couple months, he's made the adjustment.
Yeah, and talking to the coaching staff, they said you can tell him anything and he'll pick up and he'll figure it out. And his ability with you see his size right now, he's still young, so he's going to fill out into his body. He's going to get stronger where you won't be able to knock him off. And in position, he's going to just rise over, shoot over you. He's already doing that right now.
BJ Davis, Brian Dutcher says, is his best on-ball defender, and that's high praise when you say that about an Aztec, because Miles Bird may be the defensive player of the year in the conference. But on ball, they like Davis on that point guard.
Yes, and you can see why. Just his ability to just get into the jersey, create havoc with his hands, and be physical with Cardenas, which is their best on-ball player. But without Davis, this team is not very good defensively as a whole.
There's Buchanan. We've been talking about him. 58% from the field in Mountain West play. Indiana Wesleyan transfer from a really small school in a much lower division into the Mountain West. That three by Boyd is off. Boise State has a chance to take the lead here. Just under 6 minutes left first half. Physical, we expected that. Tough defense, check. Rugged rebounding, had that. Cardenas against the taller Compton. Degenhart can shoot the three. That one's short. Great hustle and a tie-up. And the arrow. Arrow's going to go to Boise State. There's the last loose ball.
It's 50-50 balls, Rich. I mean, if you want to win this game, you have to make sure you get every 50-50 ball that comes your way. And this game is a game where you got to be tough. You got to do all the little things right. And I'm already getting like a March feel already. You know what I mean? Like, this game is so intense right now.
Ubo trying to post up. Degenhart, baseline floater from Cardenas. Meadow with the offensive rebound. Fresh 20 on the clock. Degenhart going hard. Cut off there. Spins. Got it up. Missed it. Rebound. Follow. Free throws.
This is what makes Degenhart really special. His knack to, on a second chance point, to get an offensive rebound is probably one of the best in this conference, and he does a great job of staying poised, staying patient. You hardly see him throw him any bad shots. He uses his body to a T and create a better shot for himself, and he has that body to do that.
Coming off a really good game against San Jose State as Bowie comes in. Degenhardt, 22 points. He was 9 of 11 from the field, hit all 3 of his threes. But it's not like he can carry that into this one because the Broncos have had 8 days off since that last game.
So he's more
They've had more than a week off.
He's more than rested, but you know, Degenhardt, you know, he didn't play well in that last meeting, and the thing I like watching him is when he's not shooting the ball really well, he goes to the rim. And that's what you see out of a good scorer. They know how to read their game really, really well when they're not doing well on the perimeter.
Boyd has hit a 3 and a few drives and another. San Diego State has 2 left-handed guards. Boyd is left-handed. Bird is left-handed. And that can't be fun to defend, can it?
No, it can't. It's going to make things a little bit awkward if you're the defensive player, as Bird almost gets a steal in the open court.
Degenhardt driving, spinning. Meadow now tries the baseline. Good defense by San Diego State. Clock's down to 5. Buchanan goes hard. That's Boyd. It is. It's Bird coming across with a block. Now Bird a 3.
I could just tell the fans is about to go crazy after that 3. But right here, I mean, San Diego State's defense, their ability to switch is giving Boise State a little bit of problems right now.
Jared Coleman-Jones in particular has had a really good defensive night for the Aztecs. You want defense, you got defense. You got the Boyd bucket. Aztecs known for this. Miles Bird way up there. You're watching college basketball presented by Fresh Pet. San Diego State up by 1. Now San Diego State's net is 53. Boise State's net is 46. Keep that in mind because at AT&T at the half, Brent Stover, Chris Walker, Gary Parrish, John Rothstein will be joined by Jerry Palm. We'll get you caught up on all the scores and the highlights, but Jerry will also break down the tournament reveal and these 2 teams. So here's the deal with San Diego State and Boise State. That top resume metrics average is mostly game results, who you beat. The bottom is more predictive in game metrics, in-game metrics and analysis, like scoring margin and your offensive and defensive efficiency. So Jerry will explain how Boise State can have a better net than San Diego State, but in Jerry's right now NCAA tournament model, fresh out this morning, the Aztecs are an 11 seed and Boise State is not in. Utah State, by the way, is an 8 seed, New Mexico at 9. And Jerry has San Diego State at 11. It's all coming up at halftime. Wayne McKinney's in. That little guy, I don't care how small he is. I mean, he's 6 feet, maybe. He can get to the rim and finish even against bigs.
Yes, and he has the quickness and the size, too. I mean, when he's driving with his quickness, he's able to use his size so he doesn't get his shot blocked right here. Just creating an angle with his body to finish with his left was a terrific heady move by McKinney.
And that's Degenhardt at 6'8", who's side by side with him. Look at that, 9 turnovers, 7 field goals. It's been messy for both because the defense has been so good. Jared Coleman-Jones. JCJ, as they call him.
Okay, Coleman-Jones. Oh, my goodness. Spin to the baseline. What a reverse dunk. Oh, my gosh. You got to let that, Rich. You got to let it.
Yeah. He went off his off foot as well. His plant foot on this was his right foot, and he finished with the right hand. That ain't easy.
No, and give him the little flex, too, after.
Missed the shot. Rebound to Taj to Gorville. Under 3 minutes. JCJ has been a nice addition, the transfer from Middle Tennessee State. Shot clock down to Gorville. In some trouble, a line drive jumper. Kick to Bird for 3. Out rebounding a great rebounding team. That's how San Diego State went to Boise and beat them in early January. And a 9-0 run.
And you mentioned it, Rich, rebounding in this game is very key. Coleman Jones with a tip out to Boyd. I mean, we can talk about Boyd's 3, but Coleman Jones' activity has been phenomenal in keeping the plays alive for San Diego State.
Dagan Hart surrounded. Meadow, corner 3. Again, late clock. Not a great look. You see the run. It spans 3 minutes. Dagan Hart against the smaller board. Gets, pins it.
Wow.
Four blocks by San Diego State. Chicks dig the three-pointer. In San Diego, they dig defense.
Nick Boyd had nothing to worry about because Squat's coming behind and throwing that out of here.
This is a key junction right now for Boise State. It's a 9-0 run right now by San Diego State. Lagoon Guath with that last block. Coaches talk about like the last 4 minutes of the first half or the first 4 of the second half. And right now it's not trending well for Boise State.
It isn't, but you got to give credit to San Diego State because their defense is igniting their offense. And that's the type of team that they always are going to be. When their defense is active, it helps their offense to start generating easier buckets for themselves, and they're doing that right now.
McKinney. Clock's down. Gotta go. Coleman Jones missed it. And that's a turnover for San Diego State. Okay, this is the good news before the bad news. The massive runs have been incredible. The bad news is they were terrible in the first half against opponents who are under 500.
And yes, like you said, it's great to have those runs, but you don't want to catch yourself in a situation when you're down against a good team and you just can't turn it on in the second half when you really need that win. So they got to be careful not playing with fire. But it's good that they're finishing games strong and winning the game.
And it's a much better first half right here than they had in all of those games you just saw.
For sure.
Under a minute left. Physical first half. Cardenas poked away by Bird, who's so good. Bird on the floor. Dagan Hart gets it back. 2 to shoot. And the Aztecs have the lead in the ball in the final 35 seconds of the first half.
Yes, Boise State just can't get into a flow offensively because the intensity that San Diego State's playing is just making it very difficult on them. They're going to have to find some easier ways to get inside the paint offensively coming second half.
Boyd penetrates, gets it up and in. 11-0 run, almost a 5-minute stretch. Final seconds, Cardenas in the lane, falling away, and he's fouled. He'll get free throws. 2.5 on the clock.
Nick Boyd is doing a fantastic job of keeping his dribble, but right here, getting to his left. But his aggressiveness offensively is really helping San Diego State's offense, because him at the point guard position, when he's aggressive, he's able to make better plays as opposed to not being aggressive. But Nick Boyd, can't say enough about his game. He's playing phenomenal basketball right now.
And Cardenas misses. And that kind of sums up Boise State's first half. Magoon Guath and San Diego State. Terrific defensively. And a 10-point lead. Stay tuned. AT&T at the half. Brent Stover, Chris Walker, Gary Parrish, John Rothstein. Special guest appearance by Jerry Palm from New York after this. A whole lot of defense, but for just one shining moment. That was Jared Coleman-Jones under and through. 28-18. Big game in the Mountain West, and a 10-point lead for San Diego State. They made defense sexy here, and they've done it for a long time. Steve Fisher started it. Brian Dutcher has continued, and man, did it sure show up in the first half.
I mean, it's just unbelievable activity by San Diego State. Not getting off to the slow start, but everybody's picking up full court from the start of this first half, and it's the reason why they were able to generate points in the in the paint.
All right, numbers. AT&T game summary numbers. Boyd, the terrific half, 16 points, 6 of 8 from the field. San Diego State protected the rim with 4 blocks, and Boise State just did not shoot the ball well at all. Nick Boyd, though, he's 7 shy of a career high with 16 in the first half.
Well, San Diego State, 20 points in the paint. A lot of it was Boyd just driving at will, and he can't be stopped when he's getting to his left hand. And his ability to create contact and finish has probably got to be one of the best I've seen so far. But when he's aggressive, this is the Nick Boyd that we would love to see consistently, and he's been doing that a lot more lately, especially coming off from his last game.
Put yourself in Leon Rice's shoes. How do you get this thing rolling for the Broncos?
Well, easier said than done, because San Diego State's defense, as Boyd shoots a 3 right there.
Woo! That's Miles Bird.
But for Coach Rice, you have to attack the switches a lot better. They're just settling for perimeter jump shots on the switches, but when Dayhart has a smaller person or a smaller player on him, you got to give him the ball at will so he can create the double teams and be able to kick out.
BJ Davis with the stop. Here's one thing you didn't want to have happen if you're Boise State. Miles Bird gets loose for his first bucket of the night. It's a 3. And the run now is a 14-0 run.
The thing about Miles Bird, too, is, he is their best scorer, but he's not forcing any shots. He's taking what the defense is giving him, which is what you want your best player to do. And his shot selection has been great thus far.
Cardenas penetrated, but he had no one in the corner to pass to.
Well, that wasn't his fault. I think one of his players had to slide to that corner. I think Dayhart, he was looking for Dayhart in that pass to that corner, but it's hard to make a play when you jump in the air and try to make a play at the last minute, too, as well.
Boyd, Bird, Davis, JCJ stumbled and fires that one out of bounds. Remember, up in Boise, when they faced San Diego State, Alvaro Cardenas and Tyson Degenhart struggled. Tonight, combined 3 of 11, 9 points.
And Cardenas, he's more of a playmaker, but with the switches with Coleman-Jones is doing a terrific job of staying in front. He probably has to do a much better job of trying to get into the paint, even though Coleman-Jones is guarding him.
Ubo out high. Cardenas. Broncos were in a late shot clock a lot in the first half. Cardenas partially tipped, and it goes. I thought Coleman-Jones may have got a piece of that, but it goes.
It's a nice play by Cardenas, but that's what Boise State's going to need more of him if they're going to switch a bigger player onto him.
Bird against Keene. Guath against Degenhardt. Guath had some nice moments in the first half. Boyd rotates. Corner three. Good. Davis.
Give Guath a lot of credit of being patient in the post on that double team. Was able to make the right read to give it to Boyd for Boyd to hit Davis in the corner.
Degenhardt gets in off the good shot fake and scores. Lead is 11 for San Diego State.
You got to think, Rich, like it's going to come down to Gardinas and Degenhardt to be a lot aggressive coming into the second half if they want to have a chance to come back into this ball game.
Boyd is fouled on the drive.
With Guath, just his ability to stay patient off the double team, make a cross-court pass to Boyd for a corner three for Davis. And then Degenhardt just takes his time, do what he does best, and finishes off 2 feet in the paint. But when you have a player like Guath and his ability to make plays like that in the post, San Diego State is going to be very tough to beat if you have players like him making those type of reads.
Boyd got in deep against Degenhardt. Guath falling away. That's short. And so Boise State now trying to find their way back into this game. When you're down 11 on a night when San Diego State's playing this type of defense, it might feel like you're down 21. Ubo rotates. Degenhardt three. Boise State 2 of 9 from distance. And again, Boyd, he's lefty, and he gets to the glass and scores, and Davis has a steal, and Davis has a bucket. And Boise is on their heels. Defense leads the offense. And a 15-point lead. Biggest lead for San Diego State. During the month of February, CBS Sports celebrates Black History, recognizing the influence on our culture and society. Let's go back in time. The late, great Smokey Gaines was San Diego State's head coach for 8 seasons. Breakthrough NCAA tournament appearance in 1985. He was the first black Division I head coach in the state of California. Loved the flower in the blazer lapel there. And Tanaka Beard. Oh, what a great player he was. NCAA tournament in 1993. Still holds Boise State's career scoring record. Of course, Tyson Degenhardt has a shot. But as we noted, you know, the Broncos, it would help Degenhardt if they can get a deep run in the Mountain West tournament and add some games. If he averages over 17 a game from here on out, he should get it.
Yeah, for sure.
He has 9 in this one, and they have not come easy.
My guess is that he gets it, Rich. What you think? I think he gets it.
Yes, I would take that. Chris Lockett is in his first run of the night for Boise State. He's a redshirt freshman guard. Was a starter earlier in the season. Meadow had 7 to start the game. He's been quiet since. Lob pass, Degenhardt taken away. That's Bird who elevated. Boyd driving. Guath was on the rim. I don't think they're going to allow that. Guath snapped the rim back, and the ball went down. And this,
well, I don't know, Rich.
Right there.
Oh, because he grabbed the rim. Okay.
You can't do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe in Europe. Omar Stanley is in. Cardenas saves the ball. Meadow kicks. Cardenas drives. Broncos don't have many great three-point shooting options. Degenhardt, late clock. And a turnover there. Aztecs defending and leading in a mammoth Mountain West matchup. You're watching college basketball, CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pets. 4.5 minutes into the second half, Boise State had just 23 points. And this was a critical game. This next one will be a critical game. And it's on CBS Sports Network. New Mexico, atop the Mountain West standings at Boise State. We've got it for you Wednesday nights, 10 Eastern. Got to make a move. Told you earlier, they don't have a signature road win, which obviously in this conference.
After review, the call on the floor is confirmed. Basket interference, no basket.
There you go. They reviewed the offensive goaltend, which wiped out a bucket. You've got to get a road breakthrough win in this conference to help your resume out. There's the tip, grab of the rim. It's going to go in anyway, so it's an unfortunate bounce for the Aztecs. But the Broncos, I mean, look, they're running out of opportunities, Boise State is.
Yes, and I keep harping on it. The switches is giving them problems, and they're trying to find Dehart on the post-up on the high-low when he has a smaller guy on him, and they're just not getting any success when they try to throw the ball to him in the post as they're getting multiple turnovers.
So they've got that New Mexico game. They traveled to Nevada. That's a quad one opportunity. Was not a turnover. They kept the possession, but the shot clock runs out yet again. And you can see the frustration from Leon Rice. You know, look at that drought. And remember, it was like a 5-minute drought that ended the first half. Bird, McKinney out high, splits the D. Oh, he is amazing, this guy. And he's going to the line, he'll shoot 2.
The benefits of being small, Rich, right? You could just squeeze into the defense off the split. McKinney just very crafty in the paint. Almost finished that. He needs 2 more points, right?
To get to 1,000.
Come on, McKinney. He can get it.
And it's significant that he does it here. His career started at San Diego in the West Coast Conference for the Toreros. Arrives here. So he's at 999 in his career. And that's where he sits. You're just tuning in. We're in the second half. Although you may have looked at the score and thought it's late first half. Stanley misses. Boyd. Some good bodying going there. That was more like forechecking by Boise State. McKinney, that time, turned away at the rim. Broncos have been unable to get any flow in their offense.
This is where they can create an offense. You know the double team is coming.
That's Boyd on the reach from behind.
I mean, if you're Boise State, your spacing has to be a lot better and quicker. Right there, it's good spacing. But that pass has to come cross court so they can get an easier shot in the corner. And it seems like Boise State's taking a longer time in getting into their actions. But when you play a really good defensive team, you have to play a little bit faster, try to get some easy points in transition. But it starts with your defense, too, as well.
Well, there's a couple words you said there. Easy. Nothing's been easy. And transition. And there's been no transition buckets for Boise State. They haven't been able to get up and down the floor at all. And it doesn't feel like they have enough weapons in the half court to get continual scoring. That's a 3.
You got it.
That's McKinney.
You got it.
1,000 career points.
It's a great drive by Boyd just to suck the defense in, and McKinney on a corner 3. Terrific basketball play. McKinney got it.
He got it.
Let's go.
After the bucket, Jared Coleman-Jones with the foul. This is the biggest lead of the game. So he gets to 1,000 in his hometown. Cardenas driving. Finds Degenhart, who lost the ball. Bird, who else? Bird. That's goaltending. That's a bucket. And the lead expands to 21.
Bird is probably one of the best wing players in the open floor and just does a great job of just trying to get Cardenas to move his feet from side to side before he rises up for a right-handed finish. But San Diego State, got to give them credit defensively. They are switching. They're trapping the pick and roll. They're doing everything on the pick and roll, and it's forcing Cardenas to get. He seems like he's a little bit overwhelmed because he doesn't know how to read, and they're not giving him one steady diet of what they're trying to do defensively. Give San Diego State credit for doing that.
27-5 run all the way back to there's 5 minutes left in that first half. Look at the clock's running on the run.
And again, just you're going against late shot clock right now if you're Boise State.
That's a great point on the Cardenas illustrated there. He's got to get a shot away. There's 4 to shoot. Degenhart says, I'm on it. 3 on the way, and it rims out. And the rebound by Lockett tipped out. A tough shooting night for Boise State and a great defensive night so far for the Aztecs. Bird falling away.
Now they're just having fun out here.
Bird has 7 second-half points. Meadow penetrating. A reach and a foul.
Bird just turns around, fades to his right shoulder. Just an unbelievable play by Bird. I mean, look, the thing that you got to give San Diego State credit for is Farrell Compton and Coleman Jones, their ability to be able to switch out to Cardenas and to stay in front of the basketball has really helped out as well. So it's not just the guard play defensively of San Diego State. The bigs have needed just as much credit.
Strong drive. Degenhart turns, and the tip is up and in.
And even on that last play, Coleman Jones to go up vertical without fouling. I mean, that's just another terrific play defensively. And it's causing a lot of problems for Degenhart and Cardenas to get anything going as their best players.
Bird with the sore thumb hand, that right hand, misses. This is where Boise State needs to get points. In transition after a defensive stop. And a foul by Bird. Tough night to score if you're Boise State. So tough, you'll take anything. Minutes left here. Viejas, 46-25. San Diego State. It's a mammoth scoring run right now, all the way back to 5 minutes were left in that first half.
Yes, and their defense has really ignited their offense. I mean, this is what makes San Diego State basketball such a great time to just watch. It's just their ability to still play defense at a high level and generate better points offensively. But when we go back to the keys to the game, you see win the rebounding game. Boise State is in +2 margin. They are limited in turnovers, which is key. They're just not getting a lot of good shot selection. But good shot for San Diego State. They avoided the slow start, like I mentioned, and they're containing Degenhart, which he's only have 9 points. I mean, their defense has been absolutely terrific. Got to give them a lot of credit.
Fresh Pet sponsoring Darren Collison's keys to the game. Miles Bird is usually a stat stuffer, and a lot of those stats are steals, blocks. Get it inside. Stanley scores. It's a nice pass from the true freshman, Pearson Carmichael, who's in the game. Leon Rice trying to find the right combination. And his team down 19. Bird saved it. To Gorville. Late clock. Heaves it. Didn't touch iron. Well, maybe this is a foothold for Boise State to start the climb. Qua and Boyd in for the Aztecs. Cardenas has been hounded all night by B.J. Davis and others. Bird has had him a few times.
So now you see Boise State getting into their actions a lot quicker. The ball's moving a lot faster.
Carmichael straight on.
It's a good shot. It's a good shot. Very happy and pleased with that possession right there.
Boise State 2 of 11 from distance. Boyd had 16 in the first half. And that one out of bounds. It stays with San Diego State, 14 to shoot. We got 2 guys down.
Yeah, looks like it's out on Boise State right there, but steps on his foot. Coleman Jones just hope that he's okay. That's a scary play.
Meadow got popped in the mouth, and I think maybe his mouth hit the floor. Looked like his glasses came down around that area as well when he hit the deck. Boy, this is a long way to go against the best defense in the Mountain West. Field goal percentage defense. And Boise State shot 30% in the first half. They're at 28% now. Field goal percentage defense. San Diego State's second in the country. 37%.
And you ask yourself what makes them so special defensively. And in my opinion, it's their ability to do so many different things and switch it up after out of timeouts. You know, for me as a guard, like when I come off the pick and roll, if you give me a steady diet, I'm going to carve that defense up night in and night out. But every minute that you switch up the defense, it's very hard to dictate and read as a point guard. And Cardenas is probably one of the best players at the point guard position, and they're just giving him a hard time because they keep switching up the pick and roll coverages on him.
Clock is down. Boyd missed the 3. Stanley the rebound.
Right here, if you're Cardenas, you want to go. You want to go right now.
Degenhardt spinning in traffic, scores, gets to the free throw line. Remember Boise State won here last year. Max Rice had that long shot late.
It's a great play by Degenhardt. That's what he does really well, right? He has the body to use his size really well. Takes his time. He's never seems like he's in a rush. But that last possession, Rich, their offense was a lot more fluent, a little bit more pace. This is what you need to beat a team like San Diego State as well as they play defensively.
23, the largest lead. It's down to 16. And a lot of basketball left here tonight.
Absolutely. It's a lot of time left for Boise State.
They're trying to speed San Diego State up right now with a little pressure, 3/4 court.
I think Cardenas is doing a good job of now forcing Boyd to his right hand. He's been getting downhill with his left.
Blocked against Degenhardt. Not a good pass. And another turnover for the Aztecs.
Now, if you're Boise State, you got to push. You got to push the basketball right now to get a good easy one.
Carmichael on the baseline. Cardenas. San Diego State cutting off every drive. Carmichael falling away, and the freshman hits a bucket, and there's a ray of light right now for Boise State. They're still down 14, but look at the run, a 9-0 run over 3 minutes. Boyd, this is Guap. Davis backing up. Shot clock at 3. JCJ on the baseline. Another turnover. Another stop by Boise State.
A terrific defensive possession right there by Boise State. And now it seems like San Diego State is settling now. And they're not getting into their offense a lot quicker. But Coleman, they put him in a tough position, Rich, because you can't really do much right there with 4 or 5 seconds with the ball when you're that far out as a big on the perimeter.
Carmichael, a 3. Oh, the freshman off the bench with a spark for the Broncos. Down 23. All of a sudden, it's an 11-point game and plenty of time. Pearson Carmichael was going to redshirt this year, but about 10 games into the season, he was tearing it up on the scout team and in practice. And Leon Rice said, I need offense. Peanut, I think they're going to take the red shirt away. And Carmichael said, yes, sir, I'm ready to go.
All that work that you put in practice, even on the scout team, it can pay off, right? And when you're not scoring, sometimes it takes freshmen that are not afraid of the moment to come in and do stuff that Carmichael is doing. Just an unbelievable run that Boise State's putting on right now, stair-rooted by Carmichael.
Remember, I said in the first half, it didn't feel like Boise State had the weapons in the half court offensively to affect this defense. Carmichael all of a sudden is a weapon.
Yes, and he's not afraid of the moment. I mean, you look at his last 2 buckets. I mean, those are confident scoring plays that you don't really see from a freshman, but he's showing a lot of heart right now out here, and he's giving his team a good boost right now.
And it's Boise State's defense that has helped fuel this with some stops and some steals. Watt begging for the ball. They won't let Bird go left, or Boyd go left, or Bird either. They're both lefties. That's Guap. This is Bird. Shot clock down. Lob for Guap. Got it. Oh! Catch and score. Back to 13. Degenhart cut off. Heidi got him. That's a foul before the shot.
When in doubt, what do you do, Rich? You just throw it up. Just throw it up. He'll catch it. There you go. Just catch it. Nice little finish over the top against Cardenas. That's the beauty of being 7 feet right there, Rich. You just can't teach size. But even better recognition by Bird to throw it up to him.
8 fouls on San Diego State. This is a 1-and-1. And that's 2 points. In this environment, down like this, you just can't throw away. McKinney. He thrives on tough shots.
What a luxury to have McKinney to come off the bench and can score the way he scores. I mean, he's been doing that with his previous team in San Diego last year, but he's playing phenomenal off the bench and is giving San Diego State a good boost right now.
Now it's Bird on Carmichael. Clock is down. Degenhart kicks. Buchanan's 3. No. Long tip on the rebound. Still loose. Degenhart has it for Boise State. Cardenas against Heidi. In tight. Corner. Carmichael. Missed it. Degenhart. Follow. Missed it. Blocked by Guap. Still alive. Shot clock at 5. Carmichael. No whistle. Carmichael. Tipped by Stanley. Wow. That's second and third and fourth and fifth effort from Boise State.
I love it. I love it. They're showing fight. They're not giving up.
Double dribble. Oh, wait, hold on. No. A technical foul on Leon Rice. As that ball was coming up the floor. .6:32 left. Leon Rice with a T. 50-37, Aztecs. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pets. 50-37, San Diego State, 6.5 left on top here in the Mountain West. CBS Sports Network coverage of college basketball tomorrow. Doubleheader starts at 2 Eastern. That's a fun rivalry, South Dakota against South Dakota State. And then another pivotal game in the Mountain West. Chase Utah State and New Mexico. First place battles. Utah State, New Mexico is tomorrow. So is Creighton at St. John's. Houston beat Arizona. That was in Tucson. Auburn beats Alabama. That was in Tuscaloosa. Brian Dutcher's team had a 23-point lead. The impact here, it was San Diego State's possession. There was some momentum for Boise State. Bird is 84% from the line, and he hits 1 of 2, and they resume the possession.
For San Diego State, you can't lay off the gas pedal. You got to continue to get downhill of your Boyd and Bird and just try to stay away from any of these scoring droughts and just put pressure on Boise State to finish the game out.
Blocked into the corner, Boyd. Degenhart chasing him. Boyd getting in. Boyd scoring! Eight of 11 from the field, 20 points. Turnover, McKinney forced it.
I mean, just knowing the scout report, Bird, he's going to go left. Boyd, he's going to go left, and he still gets there anyways. I mean, it's just Boise State just have to follow the game plan defensively if they want to continue to contain Boyd a little bit better.
Guath will take a 3. And he throws it away.
The other thing that you got to take notice, too, is, you know, Davis had his matchup against Cardenas and has done a great job defensively. Now you see McKinney doing the same thing and trying to make it tough, but multiple guys guarding Cardenas is really good because he's such a great point guard that you need that type of effort from more than one player.
Cardenas against McKinney, falling away, got it.
It's a great play right there by Cardenas.
Somewhat of a lopsided score. But rebounding is just about even. Turnovers are dead even at 14 apiece. It's all shooting percentage right now. 55% is San Diego State. 35% is Boise State. And Boyd is 8 of 11. Turnaround is fair play. Threw it up on the rim. Heidi has it ripped from his hands by Bowie. And a chance to get a little closer if you're the Broncos. Cardenas gets in the lane. Carmichael gets to the rim, and he's fouled. How about this?
And that was all due to the penetration of Cardenas to get into the paint, jump stop. Right here, you see him posting up McKinney. It says a little something to him. And he said, quit flopping. Carmichael continue to score, but Cardenas, his ability to get into the paint has to continue to be more now as the game is coming down to its end. And even when a big is on you, you still have the ability to drive. And Cardenas got to do more of that.
Jared Coleman-Jones had stitches above his eye, and I think he just got popped on that spot. And that ain't fun. He'll stay in the game. See that 23-point lead for San Diego State. Boise State has whittled it down, but they're running out of time. Davis galloping through the lane. Degenhart to rebound. Cardenas in transition. Gets to the lane. Now he's stopped. Carmichael, blocked with the block. Boyd is fouled well before the shot.
Right here, Guat, it just seemed like he was guarding two players. I mean, he contained Cardenas on the drive, on the help side drive, and then he's able to block at the last minute. I mean, his length is just everywhere, and it just makes up so much ground.
He has 5 of the 8 blocks. Does Magoon Guat. Approaching 4 minutes. Boyd thought about a 3, but also saw the shot clock. Wants to take a little more time off of it. Bird falling away. Long tap. 20 more seconds on the clock.
They're probably going to a pick and roll action with Boyd, and you know they're going to try to force Boyd to his right.
Crossing over, getting to his left. Drops it off. No bucket. Omar Stanley with the hold before the buckets. San Diego State, defensively, a lot of blocks. 8 in the game. That's a lot of blocks. 53-41.
Who he is as a player. I think part of the issue was, as a scoring guard that he is whether he should play make or score. But a guy like Nick Boyd, he's such a great scorer. He knows how to get to the downhill and create a lot of scoring opportunities for himself. You got to be yourself, though, Rich, and sometimes that's a hard balance for some players.
And I would think as a new guy, right? He faced San Diego State in the national semifinal. As the new guy into the program, too, you kind of want to fit in.
Right.
You don't want to take a bunch of shots.
Especially playing the point guard position, right?
Bird gets in with a right hand and a bucket.
No, it's absolutely right. It's a great point that you made, Rich. And you do want to fit in, but for Boyd, if you're more aggressive, you're able to see your teammates a lot better as opposed to just being hesitant off the pick and rolls and drives.
Carmichael knocked it off of an Aztec, it looked like, until Boise State keeps the basketball. Brian Dutcher said, I don't even talk X's and O's when we play Boise State. It's physicality. We've got to be physical, and we've got to rebound. They did that in Boise in early January. They've done it here. Carmichael. That's a long 3.
And that shot looked good right there, too, from where we were sitting. I think Carmel gets a little bit more time after this game.
Yes. I think you're right. He is a weapon. And I think Boise State needs more weapons offensively. Davis off the side of the backboard. Bowie. Martinez misses the 3. Degenhart. Bucket. Free throw. Stops the clock. Down 12 is Boise State.
Degenhardt gets the rebound, but just he knew he was going to create contact and get a foul, and that's a skill, Rich, to create contact on purpose and to have the concentration to finish. That's what he does really well. That's why he's one of the best inside-out players in Mountain West.
Three-point play. And a timeout on the floor. Coming up after this one, we go back to New York. Inside college basketball on CBS Sports Network. Chris Walker, Brent Stover, Gary Parrish, John Rothstein, Jerry Palm, special guest appearance. It's kind of like on the Love Boat, right? You know, you have the regulars and then special guest appearance by Jerry Palm, the bracketologist.
When Jerry's in the building, you better listen up.
Your game reset. Broncos furiously trying to erase this 23-point deficit here in the second half. Have one timeout left. They have the arrow. JCJ, Jared Coleman Jones. That right eye took that blow and doesn't look like it opened up, and that's good for him. Full court pressure. Davis breaks it. JCJ fouled. Bucket.
A lot of times when teams are pressing you, you want to go straight, full court, downhill, do not stop. You have numbers. Right there, Coleman Jones finishes it, but you don't want to bring that ball out. You already have numbers. You want to make the other defensive team pay, and they did that.
We talked about the opportunities Boise State has in front of them. For San Diego State, they still have road games at Utah State. That's a big one. They got New Mexico at their place on Wednesday on CBS Sports Network. Road games at UNLV and at Wyoming as well.
Yeah, they still have a shot. I mean, you look at New Mexico's schedule. That's Gardina's drives right here.
Another block. I don't know who had a piece of it, Guath or Bird.
But going back, you look at New Mexico's schedule. They play Utah State. They got Boise next after that, and then they got to come here to San Diego State. So you just never know what may happen, right? If you put yourself in that position, and San Diego State can still put themselves in position.
Bird got credit for the block. It's the 9th for the Aztecs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. .22 points, one off his career high. Davis with the foul. Nick Boyd with 22. He had 23 against Gonzaga early in the year. The importance of this game for San Diego State and Boise State. Jerry Palm talked about it. Gary Parrish, John Rothstein as well at halftime. For both of these teams, you have opportunities to help your resume, and you have to cash in on them. And for Brian Dutcher, taking care of business at home, and then with New Mexico coming here, and then a road game at Utah State, those are opportunities. For Boise State, they've had opportunities. They had two impossibly tough losses at Utah State, at Colorado State. And both of those were late threes. In fact, Utah State was that 4-point play. Colorado State was a late three. Those, obviously, you lose on a last-second shot, it probably could have gone either way.
Absolutely.
But it didn't go their way, and so
here we are, right?
They don't want to get to the tournament in Las Vegas without a significant road win.
That's why these games are so meaningful and impactful, like you said, Rich. Especially when it gets later into the season, it starts to crank up a little bit and have more meaning to it every game that you do play.
San Diego State went to Boise and won in early January. By all accounts, they were going to win this game. They may meet again in Las Vegas, which is, what, 3 weeks away. Meadows spinning. Blocked. 10 blocks by San Diego State.
Might be Guat's 6th block. Is that 6 for him?
Let's see who gets it. Yes, it's Guath. Yep. You know, it's like he giveth and he taketh away. Oh, you know what? They just reversed it. They've given it to Bird, but that was Guath's block. I think they're going to...
Yeah, they're probably going to look at that and change that, right?
But my point is, Guath has 7 turnovers to go with 6 blocks.
I mean, he's young. He'll figure out some of those miscues that he's happened to have on the offensive end. But what I love, and this determines a great player, is when you're not playing well offensively, can you make an impact on the defensive end? And that's what he's doing, and that's what he did tonight.
Bowie, long 3. As we approach the final minute in San Diego, the Aztecs defense suffocating in the first half. Boise State had 18 points at the half. Built a 23-point lead, withstood a Bronco run. And the Aztecs are going to go to 17-6 and 10-4 in the Mountain West. And will have won 6 of their last 7. And Boyd is one shy of a career, yes, that's a career high. 24 points for Nick Boyd. Had 23 against Gonzaga. Boyd with 24. Cardenas finds Degenhart, who hits a bucket. Degenhart has 17 in this game. That's right around his average.
And that last bucket by Boyd, that's probably the first time he went to his right. So if you're Coach Rice, you're going to be looking at that film and you're going to see how much time Boyd has some success getting to his left, and they got to do a much better job on the scouting report of containing him.
A regular season sweep for San Diego State over Boise State. And the education of Magoon Guath continues. This guy is spectacular. 6 blocks, 8 points, 6 rebounds, and yes, 7 turnovers. Tough night for Cardenas.